Welcome back to Horse Racing today on Hump Day with the hot Hollywood Hay, who had a big day yesterday at Ellis Park. He's going to want to do Ellis Park forever going forward with the nice big pick 4 at the end. Of course, his best bet closing that out as a single. Kind of tough to top that, but we'll certainly try to do that today at Horseshoe Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I don't know why I want to call it Hollywood.
I don't know, but if you take my first pick in that first leg of the pick 5, it won, and that pick 5 paid over $18,000.
Big day indeed.
Yeah.
Yesterday's free track was a guaranteed tip sheet, was Finger Lakes, where there was some big winnings there as well. I think total picks, payouts paid over 15 grand. So hopefully you took advantage of some of that. Today's free track is, well, it says Fairmount Park, but it's really FanDuel Sports Park now. A lot of horses in there, we think, have a pretty good shot to win. So make sure you take advantage of that. There's a link down in the description below. Lots of money to be made yesterday. Hopefully you did. When the show is over, you can get on over to horseracingtoday.net. A link in the description. We will recap today's show with all of our comments and a replay of the video. Make sure you get that. And then, of course, with all that money you should have collected yesterday, head on over to the HRT gear right there. Get yourself a red number 1 shirt or a red and gray number 11 hat or shirt. Of course, you know, you can personalize these, Terry, right? You can put your name on it. You can do a lot of different things with it. Again, we've mentioned before, you can change the colors. So if you don't like red and you prefer maroon, you could do that. If you like pink, go ahead and change it to pink. That doesn't look too bad. I mean, I don't know how I look in pink, but maybe you do. If you like a neon color, feel free to go about making whatever changes you want to personalize it. It certainly does help the show a lot. We would greatly appreciate it. We're working on a lot of things where just a little bit more income can help us bring you a lot more content, data, and hopefully ways to win horse races. All right, Terry, let's see if we can pick up where we left off yesterday in race number 1 at Horseshoe Indianapolis.
All right, it's in 1 mile and 70 yards, a maiden claiming race of $5,000 claiming price for a purse of $13,500 for maidens, 3-year-olds, and upward.
Yes, and at 1 mile and 70 yards, the type of horse that typically gets the job done at the Horseshoe Indianapolis. The Indiana track does have early speed. About 30% of the time they get to the front, they stay on the front. The inside 3 seem to have a pretty good advantage. 4 through 7 play under par. So far, nobody from 8 or out has managed to find the winner's circle. Looking at the 10,000 simulations that we do, we want to know which horse has the best chance to get to the lead. We just mentioned speed is important. And based upon our projected pace, which horses will find themselves in their comfort zone or the C zone. A score of 50% or more is preferred. Par plus numbers in our 10,000 simulations, what percentage of the time they ran a speed figure at par or better, 70 being the score here. And then finally, we want value. Horses whose morning line odds, their post-time odds, are higher than our simulation odds. Terry, looks like plenty of them will try to take the charge early on in the opener today.
Yeah, there's actually 5 with speed, but the 2 and 5 have the most speed. They might go head-to-head to the finish line. 3 is an overlay of about 3 to 5 to like 6 to 5. The 3 also has the only par plus number. 8, 3, and 4 show C zones, and 3 and 8 are pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. And then Race Masters changing his name to Horse Racing 2024. We hope you have a good day too. And then I like a long shot in the first race. Number 2, Ballet Cotton Bay with Burgos, the second best jockey, though he disappointed me on the 3 yesterday in the first. Well, we got like a baseball closer. We got to let that go. Woodcourt, number 2 again in the 4th race. Sanjor is the 4th best jockey. All right, we'll get in there. Maybe we'll get the best jockey. I like the name Horseshoe as it reminds me of being at the train station in Indianapolis next to White Castle. Yes, that's always pretty lucky. $20 ticket from Indianapolis to Chicago on Amtrak. Well, you could have bought a whole lot of them yesterday with Terry's pick, so you could have gone back and forth to Chicago probably for eternity.
Yeah.
At $20 a crack. Along with all of our simulations, we do pace handicapping. E-horses, they want to pilot. EPs can pilot or co-pilot. The Ps want to co-pilot. PCs, they can pretty much be anywhere on the plane. These are your closers. The NCs who haven't been within 5 lengths, they're still waiting to board the plane. And of course, the first-time starters, you don't know what they're going to bring. According to this race shape, if the 8 can get to the lead or the 3, with everybody else kind of middle back or fumbling around at the end, might have a really good shot of going wire to wire. But it does look like the 2-horse could be a left arrow horse. Belly Cotton Bay does have the most early pace with Splendid Drama. So maybe there's some spoilers there early on. At the end of the race, the P-horse, Master of the Night, and Midnight Till Dawn. Those two will be coming hardest at the end. So if those two actually push forward today, they could be difficult to contend with, particularly the 3 with that 10-point advantage. And as far as our top total pace is concerned, typically the top 4 produces the winners about 3 out of 4 races. Terry, who's your winner to start off Horseshoe today?
Well, before I tell you that, I'm going to tell you that the first race, that's the free track at guaranteed tip sheet, the 3-1, which was their top pick, and the 5 ran second, which was their third pick. Now I'm going to go and tell you that I like number 3, Master of the Night. He drops in class today. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like 8, Midnight Till Dawn. He has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 27% of the races when taking a horse down 2+ classes, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. Bally Cotton Bay, the 2, is my third choice, finished third versus Semler in his last race as a favorite, but has a trainer who wins 23% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. Pink Robe, the 1, is my long shot. It drops in class today. The rail post is winning at 21% clip, and he has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. We get a $100 budget each day, and we bet $2 to win on the first choice, $1 exacta box on the first 2 choices, 50-cent trifecta box on the first 3 choices, 10-cent superfecta box on the first 4 choices. That's an $8.40 bet for each race. There's 9 races today, so it leaves us a little bit of money left over at bet. I think it leaves us like $24.
Something like that. That's how much I spent. So hopefully that's how much it left. Me and math sometimes, even though I'm pretty good at math and Excel, sometimes we don't get along. I don't know why that is, but hopefully we get along today with that 7-horse. Just looking at this opening race, really, for me, the 7-horse Weekend Flame is the only horse that makes any sense to bet whatsoever at all. The rest of them at the lowest level of racing really haven't shown much. This one's coming in from Churchill Downs. I feel like that's a track drop. It's dropping in class as well, making just her second career start, where a typical race improvement puts her within striking distance of going to par at this level or above. Number 3, Master of the Night. Lowest level of its career. If it can run just 2 races back, where it finished third at a level or 2 above today. Number 2, Bally Cotton Bay. This one should be or might be your pace setter in here today. And on top of that, showed some improved late speed last time. So if you combine the 2 together, you might find a W on that. Then finally, Midnight to Dawn was a tough call for me over the 6-horse. But the 2 best races that this horse has had so far were on dirt. A lot of the other ones were on turf. That last race was just absolute garbage, though, so that was grass. Maybe better in the 3rd race up. Do we have how much time for this first race? About 2 minutes, it looks like, right? I don't know. Is Horseshoe Indianapolis one of those tracks that kind of like dogs it around, or they go straight to the track, Terry?
Well, I think normally they get in there pretty good, so, but it looks like they're just coming out of the paddock right now. So
well, I see 1 minute to post. It looks like to me like they're turning towards the it looks like they're turning towards the gate. Tough to tell, but tomorrow, just so we know for sure when that'll start. About 10 minutes to post for the first race at Saratoga. And then on Thursday, we'll do Saratoga too. Maybe still kind of 50-50 on if we'll add Del Mar to the day. Terry, to make sure you don't miss our Saratoga shows for sure. Oh, and then on Friday, Tom and I will be doing Glorious Goodwood for the closing day on Saturday. A lot of big races over there. I think another Breeders' Cup winning you're in. To make sure you don't miss any of that good stuff, Terry, what ought people do?
Well, they should subscribe to our YouTube channel and go down and hit that little bell, and that'll give them an indication or give them a notice about all of our different programs. And then go down and copy the link and share that with everybody they know so that they can come and see how we're doing. And I know they're going to like it. They can also subscribe then. Go to our social sites such as Facebook, X, Threads, Instagram, and Twitter, which I guess
No,
that's
X.
TikTok at Horse Race the number 2 day, and give us a likes and thumbs up. And then also anytime you can talk to us, give us comments or picks. It really helps us out. So
yeah, any interaction we appreciate. So thumbs up, we love. When the show's over, we will put the timestamps in the description on YouTube. So if you want to come back, you want to watch any race right before it starts, review the data, review Terry's comments, review my comments, kind of take a look back and see what worked and what didn't work. That's available in the description when it's over. As you mentioned, Christopher D'Souza, always usually right on target. He likes the 1, the 7, and the 2 in his exacta and trifecta box, with the 1 as his winner, Pink Robe. Looking at the track right now, yeah, it looks like they dilly-dally around over there a little bit, Terry.
Yep.
So we shall know that for race number 3. It looks like the pick 5 starts here. Maybe we have enough time to race through race number 2. So let's give it a go, Terry, and then see what happens.
All right. It's 5.5 furlongs, and it's a $5,000 claiming race. It's a purse of $14,000, and it's for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which which have not won a race since December 30th, 2023, and which have not won 3 races at all. So
early speed wins 30% of the time. It wins gate to wire. There is a rail penalty. So deep dish, great pizza, but maybe not a great post position. 2 and 3 get a bonus. 4 through 7 a fair. 8 out, small penalty. Terry, speed does matter. A third of the time they go wire to wire, particularly if they're on the inside. But it looks like the 2 horses in the middle are the fastest, with the 1 scratching.
Yeah, that's right. The 4, 3, and 5 show all the speed. This is really anyone's guess who gets that quarter pole. The 2 has an overlay from even money to 8-1. The 2 and the 4 show the only par plus numbers, and all but the 5 show a C zone.
And our trip handicapping lets us know that, well, the 2, 5, and 6 want to close. The 4 and 3, 4 maybe some versatility. Looks like at the beginning it's pretty tight, only 7 points separating top to bottom. So anybody really could get the lead. At the end of the race, it does look like Land Franco File will be coming on the strongest at the end. Our top total pace horse is that 2 horse, Land Franco File. These 3 about 10 points clear of everybody else. The 6 way off at the bottom down there, Terry. Quickly, they're like they're lining up, so make your picks fast.
Okay, I like 5. Taking Charge Desi ran second versus similar last race, has the highest last speed rating. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Beautiful Temple 4. Second choice, finished 3rd versus similar in her last race. Her early speed running style will help her chances, as the shorter distance should help. Bella Bowl, the 3 is my 3rd choice, finished 3rd in her last race, has a high percentage winning jockey. I like the 2 as my long shot. She has the highest speed figure at today's distance. Her best start speed is fastest among today's starters, and she has a good 4 furlong workout on July 18th. I'm going to play a Miami Vice, Don Johnson pick 4, 4, 5 with the 1, 2, 8, 9 with the 1, 3, 4, 5 with the 4, 5, 6, a $48 cost.
All right, well, race 2, I'm going to start with the longest shot on the board. If you go through our YouTube channel, look for Stephen Fielder, who wins a lot of horse racing contests. In 5 horse fields, that's what we have with the scratch. Always take the longest shot on the board. This horse is running at the lowest level of its career by a long, long way. Has shown some early juice and does have the top trainer jockey combo in the field. Number 3, Bella Bolle, ran faster by about a second last time out with much improved late speed. Beautiful Tempo, probably your pace setter. Yeah, problem is that horse has a hard time holding on at the end. Number 5, Taking Charge Desi, is likely to be your favorite. 3rd off a peak number. It's run the same pattern 2, 3 race patterns in a row, where it came out, peaked in the 2nd race, and regressed in the 3rd. I think might repeat that pattern, and hopefully we can beat that low-priced favorite. 3, 4, 6 over to 2, 3, 8, 9 over to 1, 2, 4, 5 over to 4, 6 in my Miami Vice pick 4. All right, we got through that. Really good.
Yeah, we did.
Race number 1 is about to get cracking. The 3 horse is your favorite at 1-1. Next up on the board is the 8 horse. That one is 5-2. And then you have the 7 horse at 6-1. And then the 2 and the 6 are tied at 7-1. They have a pretty nice drone view here to get the race started. I like that. Gives you an idea of how things are going to go. And then they switch to the front right as they're about ready to go. I think, what's his name again? Cooley, right? The guy from Arlington Heights.
Yeah.
They're off and running. And the 5-horse has gotten to the lead. So they come around the corner there. And they go around the opening corner. The 5-horse is in the lead. You got looks like the 3-horse, the favorite there in second. The 7-horse has got to go wide through the turn. 5-horse continues to hold the lead. They make their way around the turn. The 3-horse is on the rail. So everybody running pretty casually so far. About 24 seconds in the opening quarter. Pretty tight pack for most of the horses, from the nose of the 2 to the tail of the 4. Probably about 6 lengths, and then all the way back 4 or 5 lengths behind that, you have the 1-horse and the 6-horse. They're coming down the backstretch. The 5-horse continues to set the lead. It looks like the 8 is chomping at the bit to get going. The 3 on the rail. Down around the turn they come as they find their way to head for home. Opening quarter in a half in about 48 seconds, a little more than that, going kind of on the quick side. Does look to me like the 8-horse is the one that's going to run by everybody. The 3-horse has got to kind of check up there. I don't know if he stopped running or what, but he's either that he's looking for some more racing room. So it looks like the 8-horse is the one that's going to go to the lead. The 7-horse is trying to fight on. I don't know that he can get him to switch leads and maybe re-rally. It doesn't look like it right now. The 3-horse did find its way on the outside. It's going to go 8. I imagine the 3 might run by him at the end. It's tough to tell. It's going to go 8. Looks like 3. And then it's a battle between the 2 and the 7 for 4th. So it's going to go 8, 3, 2, 7, 8, 3, 2, 7. Terry with the trifecta, and I had the superfecta, although they're all kind of favorites in there. So I don't know. Well, the 2-horse was a decent price, so that could pay pretty good. And so was the 7. So hopefully we get a decent price on the trifecta and on the superfecta. It'd be a good way to start. Race number 3 is where we're going to go next. Christopher D'Souza, Daily Double, 1 with the 4. We have BSD, Bro of Kulinko. I have no idea what that means. Maybe you can kind of fill us in on that so that we have a sense of what it is you're trying to communicate. Race number 3, it will be hopefully clear in our view, Terry, when the racing goes on. What are the conditions for this one?
It's 7.5 furlongs. It's on the turf. It's a maiden claiming race, $20,000 claiming price, purse $27,880 for maidens, fillies, 2-year-olds.
And at 7.5 furlongs on the Indiana grass. Well, I know Kentucky's bluegrass. I wonder what color the grass is in Indiana. It's just a little bit north. Maybe it's kind of greenish blue. But 7.5 furlongs, 11 races so far. Closers have done the best, although 2 of the 11 did get the lead and took that lead all the way into the winner's circle for a winner's picture. There's a bit of a rail discount for Mary Loves Louie. She still loves Louie nonetheless. 2 to 3, you get a pretty big bonus. 4 and out, a discount, but the inside is better than the outside. So speed can be helpful here, Terry. Which ones are the fastest in race number 3?
Well, there's several of them that show some kind of speed, but and none of them have really fantastic speed. You can see that really the most speed is that 8, followed up by the 9 and then 1. The 2 has an overlay from about 2 to 5 to 7 to 2, and the 8 has an overlay from almost 6 to 1 to 8 to 1. None of them show par plus numbers, and only the 1 has a C-zone number, and it's nice C-zone.
Yeah, anything above 50 is what we're kind of looking for there. With all that speed scratching out in race number 3, find out. Well, so far, none of them have been close to the finish line at the end. 3, 4, and 9 are going to give it a try for the first time. Maybe just focus on those 3 and forget those right there. Of those that have raced, the early speed does belong to Talks a Lot, a little bit quicker than Mary Loves Louie. At the end of the race, again, closers being dominant here, it does look like Putuguk. All right, anyway, that one does have the most late speed. Our top total pace horses in there of the experienced ones. A tie between the 2 and the 8. Maybe it is just the 3 first-time starters, Terry. How do you think, or what do you think?
Well, I'm going to take and go with Gook, the 2, drops in class today, switches to high percentage winning trainer, and she has a bullet workout of 5 furlongs on July 19th. Then I'm going to go with 1, Mary Loves Louie, drops in class today. She may improve while trying grass, as her dam has 6 winners from 8 starters, and 2 of those were turf winners. And she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Crowned with Grace, the 9 is my third choice. She's a first-time starter. She has a high percentage winning trainer, and she has a good workout on July 19th. And then I like 8, Talks a Lot, as my long shot. Drops in class today. Has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 17% of the races when taking a horse from a maiden to a maiden claiming, and has a good workout on July 20th. No additional bets for me here.
I am going to go about with the 2-horse 2. This one probably going to be a heavy favorite, dropping from $120,000 maiden special weight, bullet workout since then. And really, if the horse improves at all in the second start after a layoff, really pretty good after a second career start, really has a good shot to win this race. If not, I'm going to go with another first-time starter here. I'm going to go with a first-time starter here. Jay's Naughty Angel, the 3-horse. Really, on my 3-point scale, this one gets 2.6 points, a little bit less than the 9-horse, which actually gets 3 out of 3. But it looks to me like the inside draws are better, and the workouts really look kind of effortless. And you look at the workout pattern, and they're actually better. Number 9 is a 3-point out of 3-point first-time starter in there. And quite honestly, after the 1, or after the 2 or the 3, in my view, really not a whole lot to beat. And then the 8-horse, I really didn't see much difference between the 8 and the 1 as far as their race performance so far. So I'm going to take which looks like better odds in what might be a rebound race for the 8-horse. Race 4, we got 8 races with thoroughbreds. The 9th one is one of those popcorn races, the quarter horse types. So this one is another one of those mile and 70-yarders. No quarter horses here, though, Terry.
Nope, it's an optional claiming race, $40,000 claiming price, purse $49,680, and it's for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won $12,000 twice, other than maiden, claiming, starter, restricted, or state bred, or which have never won 3 races, or claiming price of $40,000.
And at $170 on the main track, 30% of the time, roughly, they go wire to wire. The inside 3 horses do get a bonus. 4 through 7 play under par. Nobody's won from 8 or out. I think that just changed in that first race, though, right? That 8-horse one. But was there a scratch in the first race? Right. So that was a 7-horse then, post position wise. So still nobody winning from 8 and out. Gary, speed does matter. Horses that were close to the front did all right in that opener there. Who's going to be on the lead here?
Well, 4 has the most speed, but followed up by the 2 and the 5. And then the 2 has an overlay from 5 to 2 to 5 to 1. The 7 has an overlay from about 4 to 1 to 10 to 1. None of them show par plus numbers, and all but the 2 show C zones, and all of them except for that 1 are pretty nice.
Nobody on a par plus there. So everybody's going to have to achieve today. A pretty balanced racing here. You've got the 5 with some versatility, the 3 and the 4 with some versatility. When you see most of these horses middle back, again, 30% win wire to wire, I'd expect to get to the front. You'd have a strong chance to close it out today. Mr. Chaos should be about a length ahead of Woodcourt as they head to that quarter-mile marker. So maybe the 4-horse is that PC type. Doesn't need the lead. If it gets the lead, could be a handful to hold off. Looking at the end, Trace Souls, the 1-horse, the closer, about a length faster than everybody else, but probably 2-3 lengths, maybe more off the lead early on. So that one's going to have to scoot forward a bit when the race gets started to maximize its late speed advantage. And then the 4-horse, Mr. Chaos, 4 points clear of Fowler Blue, Midnight West, and Woodcourt. Again, those top 4 are generally where you'll find your winner. Terry and I agree on the first 3 in this one.
That's right. Okay.
And your picks are?
Oh, didn't I go through it already?
I don't think we went through on this one.
You're right, I didn't. Number 4, Mr. Chaos is my first choice. He likes Parks Racing. He finished in the money 84% of the races, winning 47% of them. The distance won't cause any problems. He finished 75% of the time in the money, and he's won 25% of the races. Night West, the 5 is my second choice. Won his last race at Horseshoe Indianapolis. He has a high percentage winning jockey, and his best start speed is fast among today's starters. And then the 1 is my third choice. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and the rail post winning at 21% clip. The 3 Runaway Rojo is my third long shot. He finished in the money in 8 out of his last 10 races, winning 4 of the starts. So he's very competitive, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. And then let's see, Mr. Chaos is my bet of the day. So I'm going to bet $10 a win and $14 to place on the 4 horse.
I like the 4 horse to Mr. Chaos. This one's probably going to be out front. Catch me if you can. They might not with that super strong C-zone score. Gonna like it out on the front. Number 5, Midnight West. That is my second choice too. Has some of the off of the chart late pace at times. Clearly the most consistent performer in this field. Number 1, Trace Souls. This one just needs to run back a couple of races to win. Same pattern. First up on grass, second up on dirt, and usually some improvement off of that second up grass to dirt angle. Number 2, Woodcourt. I kind of think this one might be scary. I agree with you, maybe with the Horseshoe 2022 now, Horse Racing 2024. That one there ran against some really good competition. In fact, it ran in a couple of Kentucky Derby qualifiers and actually ran pretty well. So if that horse can find any of that Derby trail form, that might actually prove to be a Horse Racing 2024 winner. Sean, what do we got here? My play of the day is race number 5 with the exacta of 4 and 8. All right, kind of jumping ahead a little bit. So let's go ahead and move off to race number 5. Terry, tell us what are the conditions here?
7.5 furlongs. It's on the turf. It's a maiden race, $43,520 purse, and it's for maidens, fillies, 2-year-olds.
Yeah, a lot of not much data really to work with here, as you see right in there. But we do know that in the limited number of 7.5 furlong races, 2 went wire to wire. The rest were closers, so either be first or be last, like Ricky Bobby. There's a little bit of a rail discount for Swan Horse. 2 and 3 get a big bonus. 4+ out a discount, but again, inside is better than outside. Really nothing to go off of here, Terry, other than good old-fashioned handicapping. So how did you line them up?
All right, I like number 5, Go Town. She finished 3rd versus similar in her last race, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like the 4, Night of whatever. First time starter, and she has a high percentage trainer and jockey. Number 6, Golden Surprise, my third choice. Another first-time starter whose breeding suggests she will like the grass, and she has a good forward furlong workout on July 19th. And then the 8 is my long shot. It's first-time starter whose breeding suggests she will like the grass, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. It's a wide open race, so I'm going to play a 50-cent Miami Vice Don Johnson pick 4. I'm going to use the 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 8 with the 2, 3, 8, and 9 with the 10, 11. And the 4, 6, it's a $48 ticket.
I'm going to begin with Ice Horses trying to find the winner's circle for the first time with Golden Sunshine. It is the highest rated first-time starter in my book here. Top breeding, best workouts. So if we can take the practice to the track, might be your winner. Night of Caravaggio. I'm going to go with that one as the name of that. July 13th and July 6th workouts indicate solid talent for high win rate. Top tier trainer, Brad Cox. Number 5, Go Town. Decently bet in both of its races so far. Did hold its speed longer in its last. Maybe the 3rd race of its career is the answer. And then number 1, Swan House. Does have a very consistent work pattern. Solid breeding. It was a really hard call for me over the 2. No pardon. I'm going to go 1, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4. 4, 10, 2, 4, 7, 11 in my $48 pick 4. Hopefully we catch some prices in there. We do find, again, Sean in his in this is his best bet of the day. His play of the day is the exacta box, the 4 and the 8. What do you like about either one of them? Please share that with us, Sean. We'd appreciate it. And if like Sean or Christopher D'Souza or Horse Racing 2024, you have some thoughts about a horse race anywhere in the world today. I know Glorious Goodwood gets going. So if you like some horses over there in England, let us know. If you like some horses anywhere in the world today, let us know. 3 races to go for thoroughbreds, Terry. That means we're going to do race number 6 right about now.
Okay, 6 furlongs, maiden claiming race, $5,000 claiming price. It's a purse of $13,500 for registered Indiana bred maidens, fillies, and mares, 3-year-olds and upward.
And at 6 furlongs in this low level maiden claiming race, early speed, about 1/3 of the horses win on the front. There's a pretty good inside 3 bonus, 4 and out, a small discount. A little bit better again to be closer to the rail than farther away from the rail. Early speed could be the most important factor in race number 6, Terry. Who has it?
Okay, the 4 shows a lot of speed along with the 7. They're pretty close to each other, so probably going to be head-to-head if they both get a good break, followed up by that 2 horse. And then the 2 also has an overlay from about 3 to 5 to 7 to 2, and then the 2 also has the only par plus number. The 4 has the best C zone, although there's 2 or 3 others that have some kind of C zones there.
Yeah, they're all kind of lowish, under 50%. So about a 45% chance Wild Rumors catches a pace that it's comfortable with. Everybody else might find themselves in an uncomfortable situation. At the beginning of race number 6, Terry, it looks like that 4 is a lone E. Boy, you get those lone E's. They get to the front. They have a really good shot. 2, 8, and 9 want to close. 1, 7, and 10 so far have not sniffed the winner at the finish line. The 3 and the 5, well, they could be wild cards here because we don't know what they're going to do in their first time out on the track. Early on, it does look like Wild Rumors is a little bit quicker than She's No Kate or Unafraid as your pace setters. Your late speed belongs to the 8 horse and the 9 horse, a little bit quicker than everybody else. At the end of the race, Terry, it does look like Lucky Linda W, along with Unafraid, Wild Rumors, Ruby Girl. Pretty tight racing here, though, from top to bottom. This might be one of those that were all button, could be the best option.
It could be, yeah. I like the number 8, Lucky Linda W. She finished 3rd versus similar last race, and her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. The 9 Ruby Girl is my second choice, drops in class today. Can improve while returning to a sprint. 2 is Queen's Desire. She ran 2nd versus similar last race as a favorite, but she has a trainer who wins 27% of the time when bringing
because you said the 2 is Unafraid, the 10 is Queen's Desire. So I just want to make. Did you mean to go 8, 9, 2, 10 or 8, 9, 10, 2?
8, 9, 2, 10.
All right.
I guess. No. Yeah. I'm sorry about that. I should have double checked that. So let's see, the 2. Yeah, the 2 is Unafraid. So that's the 3rd choice. So anyway, she ran 2nd versus similar in her last race as a favorite, but has a trainer, wins 27% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again. It has the highest last speed rating. The 10 Queen's Desire is my long shot, finished 3rd versus tougher in her last race, drops in class today, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. I have no money left, so I can't make any other bets. So
4 horse Wild Rumors. Well, I'm going to give this one a chance to rebound today. It is a class dropper. The last race was its 2nd career start. It hopped at the start. It got bumped, so it had all reasons to be discouraged. I'm looking for a bounce back race. And if it can improve off of its debut and get that lead as the lone E, look out. Maybe a wire to wire winner. And hopefully we get a good price on that one. Unafraid, the 2 horse. This one was a lot better from the middle of the race to the end of its race. We've seen that trend carry over many times to the next race. If it does, maybe that one can win as your sole par plus, meaning 40% of the time when we did our simulations, Unafraid ran a speed figure of at least 58, and that's really not a high hurdle to get over, to be honest with you. 3 horse, Mejor Bonita, first timer, and doesn't have much to beat in this race, quite frankly, if she has any talent whatsoever at all. And then for me, the 8 horse gets a call over the 9. It was a really tough call for me. But both times that the 8 and 9 raced together, I think 2 and 3 races ago, the 8 finished in front of the 9. So why will that change today? I'm going to do a trifecta 2, 3, 4 over to 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 over to 2, 3, 4. That is a $9 ticket. And that opening race, Terry, when you had the trifecta, the 8, 3, 2, that trifecta, the $3 trifecta box turned into $8.90. So more than 100%ing your money. You got to love that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the 10-cent superfecta, the $2.40 turned into $6.06. So doubling your money both ways.
Pretty nice.
Small amounts of money. Yeah, I'll take that all day long, right?
Mm-hmm.
Knight of Caravaggio is a highly thought of at home. All right. So are you on the Sean, are you where are you located? I think I remember you saying you were in one of the islands, but then again, our good friend Jay Marco said the first thing to go is the gray matter between the ears. So mine went a long time ago. Race 7 is where we're going to go next, Terry. This is the late daily double if you want to do thoroughbred races. So what's next?
Yeah, so it's a 1 mile. It's a turf race. It's a maiden race, a $36,000 purse. It's for registered Indiana bred maidens, 3-year-olds and upward.
Yes, Sean Prince, Jamaica. Yeah, so the gray matter did stay there. All right, I'm happy about that. I that's like one encouraging thing for the day that I remember that. So it actually makes me smile. At 1 mile on the grass at Indiana, you're looking for tactical speed. You actually want to be forwardly placed, despite going 2 turns here. 23%. So Michael Jordan, there's only one 23 in this world. That goes wire to wire. In fact, when you look at the post positions, all of them are pretty fair, Terry. So you get a good shake no matter where you are on the track, inside, outside. It doesn't matter, but you better be middle forward. Which horses have the best chance to do that?
Well, the 10, 6, and 7 show the most speed in here, and the only other speed is 5. So it's anyone's guess who's going to get to that quarter pole first. And that 11 has an overlay from about just under 7 to 2 to 4 to 1. The 11, 9, and 3 have the only par plus numbers, and a couple of them are pretty darn low. All but the 3 and 9 show C zones.
And you got three of them, the 6, the 7, and the 10, showing that they should very much catch a race that mirrors some of their best performances. Again, we have a pretty lopsided race that should favor horses that can get middle forward. The bias favors horses that get middle forward. I don't think the 13 is running today, so we'll delete that one in there. So as far as the early speed is concerned, it does look like the 7, the 5, and the 6. So maybe the 10 is the odd horse out in Ora Certa. That one's going to be more than a length behind the early pace right in there. And if it doesn't get the lead, those. So what I was reading in the book, when you're going through in a book from James Quinn, when you're going through and you're pacing out, the horses that you have like is early leader 1 and then early leader 2, usually you can toss early leader 3 is what he says. And if the 10 doesn't get the lead or not in the shotgun position, could struggle to close that out. At the end of the race, it does look like Charming Victory and my Mr. Perfect. That would be Terry over there, right? He's Mr. Perfect. Those 4 have the most late speed. And then finally at the end, our top total pace horse is the 6 horse, one who hasn't been within 5 lengths of the winner yet. Maybe today is his day, Terry. What do you think?
Well, I like in this race the 11, Charming Victory, finished 3rd versus similar in his last race, has the highest winning has a high percentage winning trainer. I like the 10 as my second choice, finished 3rd in his last race, and he has the highest last race speed rating. And then I like the 9, Porky is my name. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then I like the 2 as my long shot quality dancer. He finished 3rd in his last race and switches to high percentage winning jockey. No other bet says I'm out of the money.
So we have 8 picks between Terry and I in a 12-horse race, and we agree on 1. So that's probably I'm curious, Christopher D'Souza. I know Horse Racing 2024 says he likes the 2 quality dancers. So he's agreeing with Terry on that at 20 to 1. A crypto code horse for horse. Chris, I'm interested in everybody's thoughts on this race because it does appear to be wide open. So if you have a thought about race number 7, an inclination, somebody you think has a good shot to win, I'm going to go with a theme that seems to be prevalent in my card today. Mr. Corn is a first-time starter, and quite honestly, there's not a whole lot to beat in here. Number 10, Orca Certa, the one Terry and I agree on. This one probably should be my top-rated pick, and solely because he hasn't won yet, not because he hasn't faced good company, because a lot of horses he's lost to have come back to win their next race. That's usually a good sign that he's facing better competition than it might look like on paper. Number 1, My Mr. Perfect. This show much better early speed in its last race. Takes another step forward here today. That might be enough. When this cat's a bullet, the 7 horse might have the most punch at the end of the race. And just curious, Terry, who's your next pick?
All right.
Who would have been your first
my alternate pick would be number 1, My Mr. Perfect.
So mine next up would be the 12 horse, Money Monday, which is kind of something we should put in there because that's what we call our Monday shows, right? Money Monday.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a premonition that we both kind of missed out on there, I guess. All right. So we have 2 minutes. They do dilly-dally around over there. So let's try to run through the last race of the thoroughbreds, and then we'll talk about race number 2 and come back for the popcorn race. What's up in the 8th?
Okay, 5.5 furlongs, maiden claiming race, $15,000 claiming price, purse $18,500 for registered Indiana bred, sired by registered Indiana stallions, maidens, 3-year-olds and upward.
Yes, and at 5.5 furlongs, those sprints, you got to be fast. The 30% win wire to wire. Tandy Como gets a penalty on the rail. 2 and 3 get a bonus. 4 and 7 fair. 8 and out, a small penalty. So speed will matter, be a factor in this race, Terry. Most of it scratched out, but what's left?
8 shows the most speed in here, as you can see, although there's 2 or 3 others that have some, but they don't come even close to that 8. The 4, 7, 9, 11 show overlays. The 4 is an overlay from about 4 to 5 to 5 to 2. The 7's overlays from 4.5 to 1 to 20 to 1. The 9 has an overlay from 18 to 1 to 20 to 1, and the 11 has an overlay from almost 9 to 1 to 10 to 1. 4 is the only par plus number, and all but the 1 and 5 have C zones.
Yeah, this 8 horse, look out. Going to be on the front with a high C zone. We've seen that before. Our race shape, is the 8 going to be on the lead? Well, maybe not. 4 and 7, man, these races are funny. All these guys have not been close to 2, going to give it a go for the first time. The beginning looks very competitive. Only, 6 points? No, 8 points separating top to bottom. You get a bump, you get a bad start. You could be first, you could be worst. At the end, it does look like He Said Cash. That one will be the best, unquestionably coming home. That one's about 2 lengths faster than everybody else. As we take a look at the top total pace horse, He Said Cash, 9 points better than Mama's Boy. Looks like of the experienced horses, He Said Cash could cash today. Terry, that's what you think.
Yeah, I like the 4 He Said Cash. He ran fourth and he ran fourth in his last race, beating only 1 3/4 lengths versus tougher on the turf in his last start, and he has the highest last speed rating. Rocketing, the 2 is my second choice as a first-time starter. He has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey and a good workout on July 20th. Number 5, Michigan Left, is my third choice, drops in class today. He can improve while returning to dirt, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. The 11 is my long shot, Neon Leon, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 31% of the races when taking a horse from a maiden to a maiden claiming, and they added Lasix today.
I'm going to go with the 2 horse, again, the theme, record on repeat. First timer, really not a lot to beat. The last 2 workouts for this horse getting ready for today might be better than any race that a horse in this race has run. Neon Leon, the 11 horse, is your only pure maiden special weight dropper. Did have some problems in its last race and going to catch that first Lasix to maybe correct some of those problems. Can't help other people bumping you, though. He Said Cash, that 4 horse, could get to the lead, go wire to wire. Just missed at this level, 2 back, finished 3rd by a neck. And then Mama's Boy, a shot to be on the front here, Terry, at a decent price. And if it does get to the lead, has enough late speed to close it out. I'm going to close it out with a trifecta, 2, 4, 11, 2, 4, 5, 7, 11 over the 2, 4, 11, as they still get their way for race number two. They're still walking around. So let's go ahead and do the popcorn race, Terry. The
All right.
quarter horse race, 250 yards.
Yep, that's what it is, and it's let's see, it's for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
Take a right turn, then a U-turn. All right, Michigan left. I did not know that. I have no idea how horses win these races. I know that you got to run straight. You got to run fast. You can't bump into other horses in the beginning. I made my picks. I don't have any commentary for race number 9. Terry, I'm sure has some comments. So what are your thoughts?
Okay, I like the one, Missed My Temptation, finished in the money in 3 out of the last 4 races, winning 1 of the starts. Then I like the 2 as my second choice. She got a slow break in her last race, and with a better break today, she should do very well. She has a high percentage winning trainer jockey. Crazy Secret, the 5, my third choice. She has one race out of 2 starts at Horseshoe Indianapolis, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. Number 4, Shirley 2-4 is my long shot. Finished in the money in 3 out of her last 4 races, finishing second in her last race.
So they're heading towards the gates for race number 2 over here at Horseshoe Indianapolis. Right now, the 3 and the 5 are essentially co-favorites. They are 8-5 from the 3 and 9-5 on the 5. Interestingly, this 6 at 15-1 morning line, I thought it would be the longest shot on the board. It's actually tied for third with the 4 horse right now. The one horse that's not in the mix is the 2 horse. That one is double digits at 10-1, which is kind of surprising because that one, according to our simulations right now, offers the most value at 11-1, which now makes it the longest shot on the board in a 5-horse race. Those are typically the ones, if you're going to play in a contest, you want to back. So I don't know, Terry. It'd be interesting to see. Neither one of us have the 2. And right now, you have the 4 and the 5. The 3 horse is the favorite. So what the odds board's telling you is really anybody can win this race.
Yeah, that's true. Although that 2 is my long shot. So.
The 2 is the first one in the gates. I like the silks on that. Nice color scheme with the blues. Checkered sleeves there. Nice little overhead shot from a drone. And we're waiting for so the 2's in, the 3's in, the 4's in, the 5 in. Just waiting on the 6. And the second race will be off and running at Horseshoe Indianapolis today. 6 goes in. Doesn't look like there are any problems. And they're off and running. Yeah, pretty clean start for everybody. The 3, the 4, and the 5 have darted out to the lead, just as we thought they might. And the 5 horse sitting in there in the 3rd position as they come down the stretch here. The 4 horse looking pretty good up there on the outside of the 3. Tight rein on the 3 horse, though. He has relinquished the lead. Does look like the 4 horse might be the one that's going to go wire to wire. The 5 is trying to get into the mix right now as they come around the corner. The 3 and the 5 are running pretty hard. The 6 horse is trying to make up ground on the outside. The 2 horse is not. The 2 horse is trying to make some space up the rails. They come around the turn for home. The 3 and the 5 are really making it easy on the 4 horse because those 2 are just completely bumping off of one another. Otherwise, they probably both would have went by the 4 horse by now. But the 4 horse is starting to shorten up its stride a little bit. The 3 horse is trying to make up ground, but I think all of that grinding with it's going to be close to the wire. Boom. I think it went 3, 4, 2, 5. 3, 4, 2, and 5. The 6 horse was the longest shot, and probably for a good reason. But it'll be interesting to see if there is an objection on this race because the 3 and the 5 are really just battling off of each other the whole way around the track there. Who's bumping who will be looks like they both kind of share bumps with each other, though it does look like the 5 is coming down the track. So I don't know that the objection would be on the 3. Hopefully the 4 hung on, so we're both alive with the best price at the top of the ticket for the pick 4. I don't think so. I think it's going to go 3, 4, maybe 2, 5. What's that?
I think the 3 caught the 4. No.
It's going to be close though at the wire. I think.
Yeah, it is. It's hard.
Depends
to tell.
on whose head's down, right?
Yeah, the angle's a little funny too.
Yeah, it is a little funny because it looks like it's a little inside out.
Yeah.
which would favor the horse on the inside relative to the outside. Well, no matter how the photo goes, tomorrow we know for sure we're going to go to Saratoga. It's always fun up at that Upper New York track. Beautiful track if you haven't been there. I think Terry would agree with me. It's a great place to go visit, and something you should put on your to-do list if you want to go to look at different horse tracks around the country. Would you agree with that, Terry?
Yeah, I think it's a really nice track. I really enjoyed being there.
Yeah, a little bit of a throwback, I think, to like the 1960s and maybe 50s. Everybody's dressed nice and taking the day seriously. Kind of really family-oriented, too, if you're a family person. They have a nice picnic area that you can go check out. All right, well, that does look like the 3-horse did get its nose in front of the 4. We both wanted the 4 to come home at a little better price tomorrow. Here are the rest of our picks for today. Hopefully, nothing but winners in that mix. Again, Saratoga tomorrow. Free track is FanDuel, available at the description down below. In just a few minutes, we'll go ahead and post all of our comments and thoughts and the race replays over at horseracingtoday.net. While you're there, please click on the HRT gear and you can get yourself a lime green #1 shirt. I think you would look fantastic in that.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts from you, Terry, before we head out of here and prepare for New York tomorrow?
Well, just hope everybody's having a good day and a great week. I'm having a fairly good day and a good week, and I'm hoping that people stay safe, tell their loved ones how they feel, and especially if they love them and friends, because you never know what's going to happen from day to day. Just whatever, and I look forward to seeing you at Saratoga tomorrow.
Indeed. Well, between here and there, we certainly hope that you treat people like you want to be treated. The golden rule, I think, is probably the best rule. And then, of course, no matter what you're doing in your endeavors today, catching some rays on a beautiful, hazy summer day, betting some horses, trying to make your life dreams come to pass. We certainly hope they're all blessed with God's favor, God's grace, and everything you do ends up in
the winner's circle.
Indeed. See you tomorrow for Saratoga. Have a great, today's Tuesday, right? Did I call it Hump Day Wednesday? I don't know what's wrong with me at the beginning of the show. All right. See you tomorrow for the real Hump Day with Terry Hay.